Good evening, everyone. I hope you're doing well. We'll give you a few minutes to join us today. Hello, hello. Hope everyone's having a wonderful evening. So welcome. We are having a virtual college exploration for our students this year. Hi, my name is Andrea Castle-Bretz from PACAC. Pennsylvania is the PACAC is the Pennsylvania Association for College Admission Counseling. We're a group of 1,200 high school and college counselors from around the state and even out of state. We do everything we can to help students prepare for life after high school. And we're glad that you joined us today. We have lots of sessions between now and November 6th, so you can always sign up for more at our website, pacac.org/virtual. And that's also where you can find recordings. So this session is being recorded right now, and all of our sessions are being recorded. So at any time, whether you registered for those sessions or not, you can find the recordings at that site. Just note that they might take a week or so to get posted. In a few minutes, I'll pass you over to our presenter, Kim, but I wanted to let you know that you are, of course, your mic is turned off and so is your camera, but you still have the option of asking questions. So there is a Q&A box. You can type in your questions. She will do her best to answer them while she's speaking. And of course, for whatever reason, if there's a question that goes unanswered, she'll make sure to follow up with you. She'll get a copy of all the questions, and she has your contact information so she can reach out. And that way, you'll probably get an email with her contact information as well, so you can keep up the conversation. So without further ado, I will pass today's presentation over to Kim.
Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let me know if you cannot see it, and we'll go ahead and get started. As Andrea said, my name is Kim, and I am an admissions counselor at Goucher College. I am also a proud Goucher alum and a former student athlete. I work with all the students in Pennsylvania, Delaware, a couple counties here in Maryland, and I also work with our prospective student athletes as the athletic department liaison. Most importantly to me, I am a Pennsylvania native, having grown up just about 8 miles outside the city of Philadelphia. So welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. Welcome to Goucher College, as the screen says. I always like to start off with this. This is a picture of our first year residential village. This is actually where all of our first year students live when they are on campus. As a precursor, right now, Goucher had all intentions of coming back as a residential campus in the fall. However, based on the numbers here in Maryland, we moved to an all online learning system for the fall semester. We have every intention of returning as a residential community for the spring semester. So when our students come back, this is the first year residential village. This building is less than 3 years old. Every first year student is assigned a roommate, one roommate, and a room here in the village. It's made up of 3 different wings, if you will. If you look here on the bottom, you will see a fire pit that is actually real, but we do use an electric fire pit for our students. So welcome. For those of you who don't know about our location, our mailing address is Baltimore, and that's where our first campus was founded in 1885. We moved about 20 minutes north of the city, so we're 20 minutes outside downtown Baltimore, about an hour and a half from Philadelphia, not too far from New York and Boston. DC is about 45 minutes to an hour away, depending on traffic. But where we are is the ideal location. It is the best of both worlds. As I mentioned, we're 20 minutes from downtown Baltimore in our beautiful Inner Harbor area. And we are now located in Towson, Maryland. Much more of a college town feel. And we are proud members of the College Town Network with the colleges and universities that you see listed here. If a class isn't offered at Goucher that a student wants to take, they can take it at one of our neighboring colleges. You can take one per semester once you reach your sophomore standing, and there is a free shuttle that goes to those other campuses. We were founded in 1885, then known as the Women's College of Baltimore City. This is a great picture from the archives. In the 1920s, this 421 acres of land was purchased. And then we finally made the move out to our community in Towson in the 1950s. So Goucher is now located on just under 287 acres of land. You can see a great overview of the campus here, lots of green space, wooded cross country and equestrian trails for our students. And we are proud to be a private liberal arts and science institution. Just the facts, here where we are, we have just under 1,400 undergraduate students. Graduate students number about 700. They are mostly online or in hybrid programs. So that leads our average class size to be about 18 or less. All of our classes are taught by our faculty members. There's no graduate assistants or teaching assistants. And the majority of the faculty will ask that you call them by their first name. And we are also on a first name basis with our president, Kent Devereaux. Great profile here of last year's incoming class. These are our current second year or sophomore students. We're just under 40% from in-state. We have a great population of first generation students, those first in their family to go to college. Just under 30% of our varsity student athletes. 38% of our students identified themselves as students of color, and about 40% of our students identified as members of the LGBTQIA+ community. So here's what we do. Goucher takes a different approach to learning in that we have what we call academic centers. We're very much into experiential learning, hands-on learning with internships and research opportunities. Goucher was the first college in the country to require students to study abroad. Although that program is on hold right now, we continue to work with our students. Community-based learning, volunteer work, and our career education office takes a different approach to helping our students. Instead of waiting for the students to come to them to seek assistance for job hunts or resume work, our career education staff starts working with our students in their first semester here at Goucher. Goucher's, the majority of our classes are held in seminar style, very much discussion based, as the average class size is about 18 or less. The first year seminar is an introduction to the style of learning that each first year student takes. And then we also have complex problem exploration or CPE courses that look at a topic from different perspectives. For example, one of the programs for the last semester was Nations, Borders, and Immigration. These courses are often team taught, and for Nations, Borders, and Immigration, it took a look at a problem from a historical perspective, political science perspective, even economics, sociology, and a historical perspective. Instead of traditional gen ed requirements, Goucher students are required to demonstrate 3 areas of proficiency: in data analytics, foreign culture, and writing, and these are regardless of the student's intended major. We have very much 2 important institutional commitments: race, power, and perspective, and environmental sustainability. To approach these commitments, each student is required to take classes around the topics and attend meetings outside of class, and faculty and staff are involved in those discussions as well. So here is the list of our majors here at Goucher. It's not uncommon for a student to double major and minor. We have areas of concentration. And in that second column towards the middle, you'll see the individualized interdisciplinary studies major. Students have the opportunity to create their own major, combining classes from our different academic centers. It is not uncommon for students to have more than 1 minor area of study or 2 minor areas of study with a concentration. We do have a fabulous pre-med and pre-health program along with public health. And we recently signed an articulation agreement with the Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine, LECOM, out in Western Pennsylvania for our students that want to continue their pursuit in the medical field after graduating from Goucher. Some also exciting news: Goucher has some newly announced majors and some majors that have been revamped. Education studies will support our students interested in becoming teachers, and also will allow them to take a look at it from an advocacy and public policy aspect. Engineering is now a major at Goucher, and it's not specific to mechanical or engineering. It's a liberal arts approach to engineering, including physics, data analytics, computer science as well. Professional and creative writing. We have two great published authors on our faculty here. So that is the opportunity to really focus in on their students' writing interest. And we recently announced a 4+1 program in business with the Johns Hopkins Carey School of Business. So students would attend Goucher for 4 years with the opportunity to stay another year and receive their Master's of Science in one of the 5 areas of specialty that is offered at the Carey Business School. As I mentioned, we are very much an advocate for experiential learning through internships. Some programs of study will require an internship. However, we found regardless, our students want to do one, if not many internships during their time at Goucher. And faculty and our career education office are great resources to make those connections. We've had students interning in Baltimore, nationally, and even internationally while they're studying abroad. Since the class size starts at 18, it will get even smaller once students declare their major. Students traditionally declare their major within the end of the sophomore year. Class size in junior and senior year will be maybe 10 to 12 students, depending on the course. Since there are no graduate assistants at Goucher, if a faculty member wants to do a project or research, they're asking their students to help them. And there are opportunities to get paid to do research right alongside our faculty. As I mentioned, Goucher was the first college in the country to require students to study abroad before they graduate. In a non-pandemic world, students can participate either in a semester-long experience or a 3-week intensive course abroad. The 3-week programs traditionally go off over our winter break or in the summer. Students on an intensive course abroad are usually traveling with probably 10 or 12 fellow Goucher students and 2 or 3 faculty and staff members. I know this map is small, but we just want to show you where we go. Goucher offers 60 programs in 35 different countries for which our students can choose from. We also like to highlight it's a study abroad program. So please note, we do not offer any programs in Canada or Mexico. Regardless of the student's intended major, with few exceptions, they have the opportunity to select from any of these programs. And students do not necessarily need to be fluent in the language of the country to which they're traveling unless they're majoring in one of our foreign languages. Our Office of Global Education works with the students step by step throughout the process. Usually sophomore year is when students start thinking about their options, and the first step is to attend a very general session called Study Abroad 101. And then throughout the process, our global education staff, faculty members, and advisors help students select the best opportunity for them according to their interests. Community-based learning, hands-on learning is very important at Goucher. And whilst our students do participate in volunteer work and what we call one-off programs, we have 9 signature weekly programs that you see here. And it's not uncommon for students to start with these programs in their first year at Goucher and continue through all 4 years at Goucher. I always like to highlight the Futuro Latino Learning Center. That is held at Goucher on Saturdays, where members of the community can come to Goucher free of charge and work on their English language speaking skills, their interviewing skills, their computer skills. It is free of charge and run by faculty, students, and staff. And there's also free childcare available for our clients. Another great program is Gpap, the Goucher Prison Education Partnership. Students, faculty, and staff actually go to the local correctional facility and they volunteer to help inmates there with study skills, learning skills, even the opportunity to complete their GED as well. To help our students while they're on campus, we want to be able to support them through our student-centered resources. A listing here briefly, Navigate, what you see on top, is actually an app that our students have on their phone that they can use to make appointments with their faculty member, with their advisor, with our Academic Center for Excellence. Each first-year student is assigned a pre-major advisor, and then once a student declares their major, obviously they'll work with someone in that academic area. It's not uncommon for students to have an advisor for their major area of study and an advisor for their minor area of study as well. Since we have a great pre-med, pre-health program, we have an advisor specifically for students interested in the medical field. The Quantitative Reasoning Center helps students with the data analytics classes. Data analytics is more about complex problem solving and critical thinking skills. So you'll have a data analytics introduction course and a data analytics requirement within your major. And then the Writing Center is there to help students with their writing proficiency requirements as well. We are a residential campus here at Goucher. You are required to live on campus for your first 2 years unless you're within a 20-mile radius of the campus. We can house students all 4 years. We want you here at Goucher on campus for all 4 years. We're a very vibrant, bright, and engaging community. As we mentioned, the first year village for our students, that's 3 years old, and the Mary Fisher Dining Center was recently renovated, and that is approximately 3 years old also, and that is in the center of campus as well. One of the great programs we have here at Goucher is CRE, the Center for Race, Equity, and Identity. It is a great space to support multicultural understanding at Goucher, and it is also a brave space for any student that feels underrepresented or marginalized on campus. We do have over 60 clubs and organizations on campus. If one hasn't been started that suits a student's particular interest, it's very easy to start a new club. You just need 5 fellow students and a faculty or staff sponsor, and you're all set. The clubs include students interested in a particular major or faith-based groups or vocal groups. One of my personal favorites is the beekeeping club. Yes, we do have bees on campus. They produce honey, and the group then sells it back to the Goucher community as well. The student engagement team is, as it says, student run. They keep the campus hopping with activities throughout the semester, throughout the year. What you see pictured here on the slide is GIG, one of our fabulous traditions of Get Into Goucher Day. It's our spring fair. Classes are canceled at noon that day for a campus-wide barbecue. They have games, music, competition as well. And then if you're not familiar, Goucher's mascot is the gopher. We're really proud of that. The gopher hole on campus is like our coffee house on campus. That was recently renovated, so we're looking forward to that being open when we return to campus. But again, it's a coffee house. There is a TV down there for watching movies or presidential debates, election results, coffee house, open mic night, movie nights, of course, snacks. And it's just a great place for our students to go decompress and relax together. As part of those Gophers, we are proud members of the Landmark Conference. We offer sports at the Division III level, which means our student athletes are not on scholarship, but here is a listing of our men's sports, women's sports, and our very unique and fabulous equestrian program. Through IHSA, Goucher's competitive equestrian team competes against schools across the country of all different sizes and divisions. We are consistently ranked in the top 10 nationally, and 2 years ago, we had an individual national champion. So when you come onto campus, you will see our riding facilities. We have both indoor and outdoor riding facilities with wooded cross-country and equestrian trails. If you're not on the competitive team, you can certainly walk down the driveway to see the horses. You can also take horseback riding lessons during your time at Goucher for an additional fee. I did that. It was an amazing experience as well. And it's just really a great opportunity for our students to have a unique advantage here at Goucher. Because we have such an interest with our students, we recently added an equine studies minor for students interested in that. So our students are very successful at Goucher, but also when they leave us. 96% of our graduates from the class of 2018 are currently pursuing further education, employment, or both. A quick look at some of the very prestigious graduate schools to which our students have gone on to. Notice that they're great national schools and international schools. It's not uncommon for a student to do a study abroad program fall in love with the culture, and then be able to return there for graduate school. And I know it is a little bit uneasy to be, sometimes students aren't really sure about the study abroad program, but it's very helpful that our students work step by step through the process with the global education program. They can talk about it with their roommates, with their advisor. And the 3-week program is a great opportunity to, test the waters, because you're going abroad with Goucher faculty members that you'll know and fellow classmates. Goucher students are also ready to be employed from the time they leave Goucher. You can see some great Fortune 500 companies here, but also some nonprofits. Our students are very much into social justice and awareness. So Peace Corps and Teach for America are often popular options for our students. We did have one of our former Proud Gophers, Billy Weiss, is now the head team photographer for the Boston Red Sox. And when the Boston Red Sox won the World Series, he received a World Series ring, and he came to campus to show it to us, and it was, let me just say, impressive. So for our students, I know you're probably in different stages right now, but during the application process, there are 2 ways to apply to Goucher. One, I'm sure you're familiar with, is the comment application. Another option is the Goucher's own video application. To talk about the comment app very quickly, we'll show you deadlines here in a minute, early action or regular decision. No matter how you apply, we are test optional at Goucher. We have been test optional. We will continue to be test optional. So you do not need to submit your test scores for admissions consideration. There is no fee to apply to Goucher. We don't want that to be a barrier to our students at all. The video application is a little bit different. And if a student applies interested in that, and again, you pick one or the other. For the GVA, as it's known, students fill out our form on our website. They submit 2 creative written pieces from their high school experience and a video of themselves, introducing themselves and telling us how they see themselves fitting in at Goucher. Initial consideration for the video application, students do not submit their transcript and they do not submit letters of recommendation. So here are the deadlines that we talked about. December 1st, early action, which is non-binding. Regular decision, January 15th. And the GVA, which is also non-binding, that deadline is December 1st. The notification dates you see here are posted. If we can notify you of our decision prior to that, we certainly will. And we encourage every family to submit the FAFSA form, which is now available, became available October 1st. For merit scholarships, every student that submits a transcript will automatically be considered for merit scholarship. There is no additional form to fill out. It's reviewed at the point of application. Last year, the prizes ranged from $12,500 to $30,000. And these are scholarships, so they do not need to be paid back. And they are guaranteed for 4 years or 8 semesters while the student is enrolled at Goucher. We also, as I mentioned, encourage families to submit the FAFSA form so students can be considered for need-based financial aid, grant money, gift money, loans, or work-study jobs on campus. So this is why we are what we call Goucher Proud. We continue to be named among the 40 colleges that change lives. We do receive recognition for our study abroad program, our innovative approach to learning with that, there's data analytics, that foreign language or culture requirement, and the writing requirement for our students. And we were awarded 4 out of 5 stars on the Campus Pride Index. So as I mentioned previously, we are now all online learning, but we do hope to return in the spring for our spring semester. At Goucher, we are offering limited on-campus opportunities to visit on Mondays and Thursdays. We will be hosting a lot of events online, our open houses, our opportunity to chat with faculty as well. Counselor conversations are what we call interviews. There are very low-key opportunities for students to connect with us. They're recommended during your senior year, but they are not required from there. And they can be done virtually or on campus as well. If you happen to be in the Baltimore area and plan ahead, we can register you for a drive-through tour. It's a narrated tour where you can go around campus and just get a good look at the buildings as well. So I know that there's going to be some questions. So let me go ahead and see if I can type in my email, and if I can't get it in the chat box, I'm not saying I have access to the chat box. I don't. But if you see my name here, Kim Donahue, you just do kim.donahue@goucher.edu, and you will get additional information later on. But my email is kim.donahue@goucher.edu as well. So that is Goucher in a very quick nutshell. I know there's a lot happening. I currently have 2 children. One is a junior in high school and one is in middle school. So I understand it's a very unique time for everybody. Here in Maryland, we're still doing all online learning. So I understand the college search is anything but traditional. I would encourage families and students to stay in touch. I know it's not the same as visiting a campus, but to attend as many virtual events as you can stand without getting zoomed out, if you will, from there, and continue to ask questions. At Goucher, we're very lucky. We have an application on our website. It's called Unibuddy. So if you just go to goucher.edu, you'll see a pop-up screen from one of our ambassadors, and you can go and click on that and see a listing of our student ambassadors by class year, by what they're interested in studying, by their activities, and you do have that opportunity to chat one-on-one with our current students as well. So we talked about our email for study abroad. I know, as I said, it is a little unnerving, and we will not be sending our students back abroad until we know that it is safe. Our new Vice President for Global Education, Lu Chen Ling, is actually working with some of our current students so that they are able to attend international classes abroad. So we're continuing to work with them, even though they're not leaving campus, they have that opportunity to feel that cultural experience as well from Goucher. Other questions? The email again is my name, kim.donahue@goucher.edu. You can also always go on our website at goucher.edu and look on our admission site, because that will be me. Again, I've worked with all the students in Pennsylvania, Delaware, a couple counties here in Maryland. My degree from Goucher is in communication with a minor in English, so I'm happy to answer any of those questions as well. I've worked in admissions about almost 20 years now, so I won't say I've heard all the questions over the years, but just know I've heard some very unique questions over the years. So no question is out of bounds from there. And let me see if I can get this chat in the chat box for you right here. And I know my name is a little bit difficult to say, so here we go. All right, hopefully we're able to get that. Are there any other questions that I could answer for you, even if it's not Goucher related, about the college process, about higher education in this age of COVID? Any questions about Baltimore, or how can I help you? Please don't hesitate to pop in or just let me know in the chat box. And while we're doing that, I will see if I can get back to the front of my presentation in case anyone has any questions or came in late. We're happy to help. And again, this is a overview of our first year residential village. There was a lot of thought put into it. Each wing has a unique aspect to it. One wing has faculty and residents. Another wing has a demonstration sized kitchen with an overhead camera in it, which is amazing. And Trustees Hall on the far right here has the glass studio where students can take advantage of yoga classes and Zumba classes. And a lot of the classes are taught by our students who are certified to teach that. Okay. All right, if there's not any other questions, I will be here. I know we're ended just a few minutes early, but it's been a long night, so I understand if you all need to go and have some dinner or finish up your dinner. Again, my name is Kim. I work at Goucher, and I'm happy to answer any questions to follow up. best of luck to everyone. I know, and most of all, stay in touch with questions, but most of all, stay healthy. We'll get through this together. Thank you. Have a good night.
Yes, thank you everyone for attending. At the end of the presentation, when this ends, you'll get 4 questions follow-up. If you don't mind answering those, we appreciate any follow-up. And you will be sent Kim's information so that you can keep in contact with her. Please remember there are more sessions between now and November 6th, so please sign up for any and all that you're interested in, and go back to that same website, pacac.org/virtual, for all of the recordings. Thank you again. Have a wonderful evening, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Andrea. Be well. Take care.
You as well. Bye, Kim.
Bye.